Inbound season is upon us, everybody, so get ready because Inbound 2025 will bring together, once again, the brightest minds in marketing, sales, and AI to explore what's now and what's next. The event is taking place September 3rd to 5th at the Moscone Center in San Francisco, and this 3-day experience features inspiring keynotes, tactical breakout sessions, exclusive product reveals, and immersive workshops. You can network with industry leaders and gain actionable insights to implement immediately for your company. The speakers we got on the docket are great this year. We got Amy Poehler, Marquez Brownlee, Sean Evans, Glennon Doyle, and many others. You're not going to want to miss it. You can go to inbound.com/register to secure your spot at Inbound 2025. Good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, June 24th. I'm Jon Weigell here with Juliet Bennett, Ryla, and Mark Dent, and this is the Hustle Daily Show. Americans are eating more and more food from convenience stores. Places once thought of as quick gas, cigarette, and Monster Energy pick-me-up hubs are now being relied on for fresh foods. The demand is so high for good C-store fare that all the major brands like 7-Eleven, Circle K, and Wawa are now competing for the market share with hot food offerings. So how did we get here? And is C-store food actually good? We'll get to that in a bit, but first, let's give you the news in business and tech. Take it away, Mark.
Hey everyone, let's start off with some economic news, specifically what's happening within the economy now that the U.S. has levied strikes against Iran and Iran has retaliated with strikes against U.S. bases. So far, not much has changed. The stock market held steady on Monday and oil futures actually fell, suggesting concerns about oil-based economic shocks from a conflict with Iran are muted, at least for now. According to CNN, investors largely believe that Iran's response will be minimal, which is likely keeping the market steady. All right, moving on to AI. A Romanian startup claims its app, Bible Chat, is now the fastest growing faith-based app ever, and that mark has just been hit over a few years after its launch. This AI-powered app was trained on the Good Book, and it offers advice and spiritual guidance to around 5 million monthly active users, eclipsing the other 5,000 plus Bible-related apps on the market. But the business side may need some prayers still. The founders of Bible Chat have raised $15 million to expand the app, but only around 5% of its users pay for the premium version. Okay, let's stick with AI. OpenAI's former CTO, Mira Murati, started her own AI startup, Thinking Machines, 4 months ago. It isn't publicly clear what the company does just yet, but it has still raised $2 billion at a $10 billion valuation. On to energy. According to the Wall Street Journal, New York has released plans to build a nuclear power plant, the first such facility in the U.S. in about 15 years. This news follows Microsoft's plan to resurrect the nuclear facility on Pennsylvania's 3 Mile Island and could, of course, be a boon for energy-hungry AI companies. By the way, in case anyone is hungry, Tombstone, Nestle's frozen pizza brand, is launching French fry-style crust pizza. Yes, that is a crispy potato-based crust. And it is coming as early as next month, so be on the lookout. Finally, rest in peace to one of the legendary founders of our time, FedEx architect Fred Smith, who turned a college term paper on time-sensitive shipments into a global brand with a $54 billion plus market cap, passed away at age 80. In 1971, Smith founded Federal Express in Little Rock, Arkansas, and legend has it that in its early years, the company was down to its last $5,000 when Smith stopped in Las Vegas and won $27,000 at the blackjack table. He put that $27,000 back into the company's coffers, and the rest is history.
Okay, look, side hustles fail when they consume all of your time. I mean, every single bit of it. The pros, though, work smarter with AI doing all the heavy lifting. To help you out, we just dropped the Side Hustle Accelerator database. You can search your exact problem for your side hustle, grab the perfect prompt, and get results. If you're struggling with marketing, content, and customer service, it's all solved in just seconds. This isn't just another tool, guys. It's your unfair advantage in a spreadsheet. So stop asking AI the wrong questions and start scaling with what actually works. You can get it for free in the link in our show notes. And you can stop right now, actually. Why don't you take a look down at those show notes and tap the link? You don't want to sleep on this. Okay, so I've stopped into a 7-Eleven for a desperate taquito a few times before, not going to lie. But now convenience stores are trying to ramp up their food offerings to capture the growing food demand from their customers. So, Juliet, why are convenience stores now being looked at as dining destinations where previously maybe not so much?
Wow, convenience stores are offering better food. And I think that's the core there. It's not that all of a sudden we've been like, you know what? A roller hot dog sounds so good. I want a sad taquito. It's that convenience stores are really stepping up their offerings, offering more customizable options, healthier options, grab and go options, signature items, the kind of things that people are actually excited to try and return for.
Yeah. For example, I spent some time in Virginia a few years ago and they had Sheetz. Was there a popular convenience store, gas station type of spot?
Right.
If you don't have in New York, we just got the 7-Eleven. We got other things like that, which, historically have really bad food. So this place, Sheetz, that I went to, they had like a whole menu. You could order hot food. It's like a deli counter in there. It was great, like a Wawa essentially. So it makes sense that convenience stores are laddering more into this model to attract more customers. But you mentioned one specific place that I've actually never heard of called Dash In. Can you tell me about that place?
This is a fairly new one, but it does have over 50 locations across Maryland, Virginia, and Delaware. And they're talking about this one in Business Insider. It has food that I thought looked pretty good. It's got sodas on tap. It's got a lot of prepared foods, but it also has made to order foods that did not look too bad. Burgers, quesadillas, salads, stuff like that. And it just really focuses on being able to offer these sort of healthy, higher end meals than what you would think of a typical convenience store, where, you're eating something that's been sitting in a package under a warming lamp for the last 6 hours.
Yeah. So convenience stores have been doing so well for, I don't know, it feels like hundreds of years at this point. And never before did a lot of them offer really nice food like this, really good ready-made food. So why are they deciding to do it now, and why are so many of them investing in it?
Basically, they have to, just because of the way that society has changed. When you think about an old gas station, I'm talking about the kind that's like in the middle of nowhere that like teenagers will roll up to on the way to a vacation. And like, there's just one old guy who's like, don't go down that road. I'm warning you. That kind of place.
Yeah, that kind of place.
Yeah, that kind of place used to make all of its money from gas, obviously. And then when you went in to pay, you'd buy a couple other things. You'd be like, oh yeah, I do need some beef jerky and a bottle of water and a novelty lighter. Those are things I need right now.
Yeah.
But then, we switched over and started adding card readers to gas pumps. So people actually don't go in. It's more of a hassle to go in and buy a few extra impulse purchases when you could just tap your card and then get back in your car. The other thing is that if you weren't buying gas, one of the biggest things people used to buy at convenience stores were tobacco products, mostly cigarettes. That used to make up the largest share of in-store purchases at a convenience store. But now, nobody smokes.
Yeah, less people smoke. And also, if I'm not mistaken, looked this up earlier actually on Statista, and they said that year over year, cigarette sales have gone down, and so have gasoline sales. So they're both not doing too hot. So it makes sense why all these places would want to try to pivot to something else. And I guess food is that thing.
Right. And it's like, if you think about the typical convenience store and somebody just stopping to get gas, there's not a lot of draw for that person to go inside, especially in like a dense urban environment where we're like, well, the McDonald's is just up the street. I'll go through the drive-thru. But if you can offer better food right there than McDonald's and condense the number of stops somebody is making on their morning commute to one, cheaper, faster, and better, I mean, that's the appeal here. So that's why we're seeing a lot of convenience stores pivot and start focusing on food as a primary offering. And what I thought was actually pretty shocking was there was a survey that I read, and 92% of people who said they shop at convenience stores said their primary reason for going there is to buy food and drink.
Wow.
Which is, that's huge. That's like your primary purpose to going to 7-Eleven is like, that's what you're getting for dinner. Like, that's really different than like the 7-Eleven that, we grew up with, at least here in the United States.
For sure. Yeah, no, that's very different. And I mean, a lot of these businesses, to your point, are kind of making a move for that. There's also been this kind of big blow up of convenience stores in the past few years. I feel like with TikTok, things have just gotten like really I don't know, out there. Like you see Buc-ee's
Right.
everywhere on TikTok. You see all these big convenience store chains, Wawa, that
Mm-hmm.
you may have never heard of before in other parts of the country. And you're like, wow, why don't we have that here? Like, why am I just going to Dunkin' every day? Like I need
Right.
something with like good sustenance. And it seems like all these other ones, Circle K, 7-Eleven,
Mm-hmm.
are kind of picking that up eventually. I haven't seen it yet, at least roll out in the 7-Eleven down the street here in New York City, but maybe eventually they will.
Well, 7-Eleven is working on it. So they have expanded and improved food offerings, and they plan to open over 600 stores that are focused on food across North America through 2027. So you may get one of those. We talked about Sheetz a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
They're building over 60 stores in Southeast Michigan. They're all going to have made-to-order food and in-store dining. A store that I've never heard of, Stinker. I guess it's based in Idaho. I drove through Idaho one time and I don't think I saw a single one of them, but I guess I wasn't looking because I did not know.
Yeah, it would have caught your eye probably.
Right? I think the logo is like a skunk. The Pete's Eats program. So Stinker Stores Pete's Eats. That sounds like a place I want to go.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was so successful. In 2023, they decided to start remodeling stores or building new ones that compete with quick service restaurants. So think of your Chipotle's and your, I don't know, that's the only one I can think of right now.
Yeah.
And typically, if someone said, are you going to the convenience store or are you going to Chipotle, you would likely say a Chipotle unless it was like 1 a.m. and you had no choice. But now these are really coming on par in terms of not just affordability and speed, but, obviously convenience. That's the whole point of the convenience store, but also taste.
Yeah, I mean, you got to factor in everything else. I mean, if these convenience stores bulk up their food offerings, I think it's more attractive reason to go visit them than maybe like a McDonald's or like a fast food chain, because not only do they have good food, but they have an entire store of other things that you could possibly pick up.
Yeah.
Get some like motor oil. You could buy pretty much anything there as long as you can also get food. So pretty exciting pivot, and happy to say that I would love to go back to Sheetz. Sheetz is great. So keep it up.
Yeah. And I would love to see a 7-Eleven in the United States. It's like a Japanese 7-Eleven that has like just like a bevy of prepared food, like a whole wall of it. That would be great. I would love that.
Oh yeah, I just did a video about 7-Eleven in the Japan versus 7-Eleven in the US, and it's night and day. I didn't get to go to Japan for this video specifically, but when I was there, oh yeah, the fried chicken was great. The sushi,
So good.
the onigiri. Oh, come on. It was so good. They had all this stuff.
For weeks straight, I feel like I ate at almost nowhere but 7-Eleven, at least in the morning.
You can.
Yeah.
And it's good. It's good quality. It's good stuff. They have like 172 factories around the country supplying them. It's really great. And yeah, we got to step up over here.
For sure.
All right, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning into the Hustle Daily Show. We're a proud part of HubSpot Media. Our editor is Robert Hartwig, and our executive producer is Darren Clark. Got tons more tech and business coverage in our newsletter. Go sign up at thehustle.co/email and follow us on Instagram at The Hustle Daily. We will see you later. Okay, look. Side hustles fail when they consume all of your time. I mean, every single bit of it. The pros, though, work smarter with AI doing all the heavy lifting. To help you out, we just dropped the Side Hustle Accelerator database. You can search your exact problem for your side hustle, grab the perfect prompt, and get results. If you're struggling with marketing, content, and customer service, it's all solved in just seconds. This isn't just another tool, guys. It's your unfair advantage in a spreadsheet. So stop asking AI the wrong questions and start scaling with what actually works. You can get it for free in the link in our show notes. And you can stop right now, actually. Why don't you take a look down at those show notes and tap the link? You don't want to sleep on this.